Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me today, this Saturday afternoon, guys, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very, very much. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel whilst you're here if you are new. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video if you guys could do that for me. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, let's dive straight into it. Obviously, the news coming out that Victor Gyokeres has rejected Manchester United. Of course, the news breaking a few hours ago in regards to that. What do I make of that? Now, look, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think it's all lies. I think it's agent talk. I think that the agent is trying to spin things. I think the agent's trying to get more money. This is what I firmly believe this. I do. And these spins, this noise coming out of Manchester United in regards to Gyokeres, I think, in my personal opinion, it's starting to get a little bit too much. I think that Man United might be better to walk away from this deal if we carry on getting this type of noises around Gyokeres. So far, the transfer of Gyokeres has been filled with dramas, hasn't it? It's been filled with dramas. We've had so much going on in regards to suing, in regards to this, in regards to that. I firmly believe that the agent is manipulating these stories, and the agent, of course, is trying to get an extra buck out of whoever decides to purchase Victor Gyokeres. Of course, the agent is a gentleman by the name of Hassan Sintinkaya. Hassan Sintinkaya. He's of HCM Sports, of course, guys. He's represented the likes of, Donny van der Beek, for example. Frankie de Jong, he's represented this guy. And we all know about this guy. We all know that this guy is a bit of a problem. He causes a lot of problems, and not least in this deal with Victor Gyokeres. And I just feel like if this carries on getting toxic, if this is starting to get a little bit treacherous for Man United in regards to time wasting for Man United, I think Man United need to just move on and just go and get Victor Osimhen or something like that, which would probably be easier at the moment. And look, Gyokeres is my first choice. He's my first choice as well. I don't believe for a second that Gyokeres has rejected Manchester United. I think that's a lie. I think that is a lie. I don't think that Gyokeres will go through this whole circus, this fracas of, falling out with Sporting Lisbon, threatening to sue and stuff like that. If he didn't want to move to Manchester United, in my opinion. But it does look like the agent is manipulating things. It does look like he's the instigator behind all this noise and all this dramas, so to speak. So what do we do? Do we just sit down and wait for it to just dissolve? Or do we just say, okay, Mr. Gyokeres, Mr. Sintinkara, we move on? We move on. Should we do that? I mean, because at the end of the day, it is becoming a little bit annoying in regards to that. We haven't even got Embremo yet. We're still working on the Embremo deal, and this agent is talking already about, it's pretty obvious what he's trying to do. The manipulation is there. Portuguese outlets have been spreading the rumors that he's rejected a move to Manchester United. It's completely false. This is false for me. He has not rejected a move to Manchester United. This is all agent talk. This is agent planting. He's planting the seed to try and get more money from whoever wants to buy this player, of course. Then, obviously, we got on top of this, we got the news about Arsenal trying to sign Gyokeres as well. That kind of thing coming on top. It's just so messy, guys. It's really messy. And I don't think Man United are in a position right now to be resting on our laurels and taking our time and trying to clear up the rubble of this deal. Man United need players. Man United need to get players in. Man United need to get players out. We don't just need a striker. We need a midfielder. We need a right wing back. We need a goalkeeper. We haven't got a Bremo through the door yet. And then we're talking about Gyokeres and he's rejected this and he's rejected that. For goodness sake, it just fills me with a little bit of doubt in regards to the deal, because I don't believe it. I think it is agent, and when it is the agent, that is when we get into problems. Sir Alex Ferguson always said about agents, about how agents get involved in this, agents get involved in that. We don't need that at the moment. Absolutely not, in my humblest of opinion, guys. Absolutely. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Big up yourselves. Hope you're good. Big up Danny Byrne. What's going on, my friend? Good afternoon, Tybo. What's going on? Extremely hot in here in Germany. Hate it. It's always hot here where I am. Tyberg, absolutely, in the UAE, boiling. It is, absolutely. Big up Tyberg. Afternoon, fake news. Yeah, everyone, fake news. Yeah, I don't believe the Gyokeres fabrication stories. Agent talk, man. Agent talk, absolutely. Completely agree, Sal. This is just too much. Let's just turn off the attention to Osimhen or someone else. Agree, Tyberg. and these things don't happen without smoke, without fire. There's no smoke without fire in football. If these rumors spread and these rumors are manipulated, these rumors are happening for a reason. They're coming from somewhere, in my opinion. And I just believe it's the agent planting the seed. And to be honest with you, Man United just need to say, right, okay, this is how it's going to be. We're paying this much. You're not going to set that much. Okay, great. We move on to Osman. We move on to someone else, Matata, someone else, because Man United have got a lot to do at the end of the day. That's the fact. Absolutely, Tybog. It's all fake news around United this season, makes it impossible to believe anything about, gives you got loads of content to discuss, needs weed out of journalists. That just sensationalist fake news. Danny Byrne, the problem is that things happen in football. Things are manipulated in football. Football's like a little mafia, right? There's a mafia. And basically what happens is that certain people within football, which is ultimately more or less the agents more time than not, are creating stories to try and get more money. And this is the news that we report. Saying that he rejected Manchester United is far-fetched. It's a lie. It's a lie. And obviously they know that if they say, oh, he's rejected Manchester United haven't made an official bid yet. Nothing has gone through at the moment. In regards to Gyokeres himself, he's already said that he wouldn't mind. He's open to a move to Manchester United. He's already said that he's open to moving to a team without Champions League football. He's already said that. I just think that this is just there to fabrication. Use Man United's name to try and get a bigger deal. And that's what I think. And this is the mafia of football, in my opinion. It is so annoying, of course. Big up, I believe only in John Henry's source, just joking. Big up, Kenny. Look, the rumors came from Portugal. The rumors are not from a reliable source that you would say, yeah, that's a guy that, I trust, has been right in the past, etc., etc. If it doesn't come from Allstein, it doesn't come from Fabrizio Romano, I'm not going to believe it. But what I don't like is that the spreading of the news, because these journalists, these agents do spread rumors, and these rumors spread and they create negativity, they create drama. And so far, the Gyokeres deal, let's be honest with ourselves, has created a lot of drama so far. It hasn't been plain sailing, has it? There's always been noises around it. Now, look, if this is the case, if we're going to get this all summer, I think Man United, the best bet for Man United to do is say, okay, mate, goodbye. We'll go after someone else. That's what it is, because Man United are not in no position to, hover around a deal and trying to work out and trying to beg anyone to try and sign for us. We don't need that. We don't need none of that rubbish anymore. We don't. I want Gyokeres. He's my favourite choice. He's my best choice. But if it's going to be like this, man, I think Man United, best bet for Man United to do is just hodl on and move on. Of course, absolutely. Absolutely. Big up, Kenny. Big up. Gyokeres looked at the state of the club and he said, fuck that. I don't think so, 1998 Lib, at the end of the day. I don't think that. He knew that already before he said he didn't want to sign for a champ. He didn't mind if he didn't sign for a Champions League club. I don't think about that. I don't really think that, because at the end of the day, you're going to get Mbeumo and Cunha signing for Man United. So at the end of the day, that is quite incentive for a striker to sign for Man United, because you'll be in front of those two beasts. Do you know what I mean? I would say. So at the end of the day, there's plenty more strikers out there. Gyokeres, okay, do your thing, whatever, and then Man United could move on. That's what I would say, because I'm not interested. I'm just like Sir Alex Ferguson. These agents are like chancers. They're chancers. They're manipulators. They make things happen. They plant news into the media. They do things like that to try and get an extra buck. And we need to move around. Big up, Rich. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Gyokeres has never said that, by the way. Where has he said that? Exactly, Lib. Is his news spreading around the media waves? Pretty well known. It's all over the news right now. He's rejected. The rejection thing is big on the news. And to be honest, I'm here to add a bit of sanity to people, because there are people out there who are going to be saying, oh, he's rejected Man United. Oh, he's rejected it. He's rejected Man United. Rejection on their thumbnails. Rejection. Reject. That's what's going on their thumbnails, and not for me. I'm going to separate the lies and the truth. The truth is that is not true. That is not true. That is a lie. No one has rejected anyone yet. Gyokeres has I think he's literally coming back from holiday this weekend. Literally. You know what I mean? So I just don't believe any of this nonsense. I think this is a agent plan. Of course, as I said, Hassan Zintinkera, who is his agent, who has looked after the likes of Frankie de Jong, Rami Bessenbaini, Dennis Sakara, Donny van der Beek. He's got a lot of clients, guys. And what is the common denominator in these clients, guys? It's the same thing. Victor Lindelof is his client as well, by the way. Is that he takes time with his deals, and he likes to get a little bit more extra money from it, and that is the thing with him. And we're not going to fall for that nonsense, of course. Absolutely. I don't think this bid has happened yet. The media going crazy press-wise, though. I don't think any bid is coming for Gyokeres at the moment, Rich. I really don't. I think that this is just fabrication. Man United is still dealing with the Mbeumo transfer at the moment, and Man United hopefully will get the Mbeumo deal done very soon. But in regards to Gyokeres, I just don't believe it. I just think it's just media propaganda again, trying to use Man United's name to get more money again. We've been there. We won the t-shirt. We bought the mug. We've done that. Do you know what I mean? And people will be a mug to fall for this. Absolutely. Got a funny feeling with signing Osimhen. It could be. So if we big up, Rich. If we move on from Gyokeres, who would you like to try and sign? Osimhen, straight up Osimhen. If we don't get Osimhen, it'd be Matata for me. Either one of those. Look, you know what? At the end of the day, look, there are other strikers out there. There's Ratigi as well of Atalanta. There's quite a few strikers out there who I think are capable of doing the job. Gyokeres is my favourite. I've always said that is my favourite. But then, I don't want any dramas. Man United are not in a position to be dealing with dramas, dealing with noises, and to be dealing with rubbish at the moment. We've got a lot of work to do within, at the club. And this kind of thing is just going to hold us back and set us back time. We've got a lot of players to spring in. We've got a lot of players to leave as well. We haven't got anyone who's left at the moment. That's a little bit worrying as well. Obviously, that hopefully will be settled next week. Rasta, what's going on, Sal? Bless up, mate. Hope you're doing well. Raining over there in New York. Big up, Rasta. Hope it's well in New York, my friend. Big up yourself. Had Fab said anything yet? Absolutely not. And this is the whole point, isn't it, John? Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano have not said anything about this at the moment. That's not to say that they won't in the next few hours. I don't know that. But what I'm hearing at the moment is just absolutely fabricated bull. That's it. And they're using Man United's name to get more money. That's about it. We have to look at this. Man United are a tool for the media. They're a tool for these agents that, you know what? Say that we rejected Man United, blah, blah, blah. Use this, use that, to try and use it into their advantage. You know what? Man United need to call their bluff. And what Man United need to do is say, okay, it's like that, is it? We'll be off. You know what I mean? We'll be off. Man United, I don't believe they're putting a firm offer for Gyokeres at the moment. So all this, I reject Man United, is way jumping the mark, in my opinion. Absolutely. Rasta, if they don't mention United, they don't sell. Absolutely. They have to mention the name Man United, obviously. Good afternoon, Sal. We do not want any drama. We have many dramas at the club. We've had enough dramas over the years. I mean, Man United have become a Netflix series, to be honest with you. We're the only ones without a Netflix series. Obviously, Arsenal and Tottenham have a Netflix series. I think Man United need a Netflix series. I think that will go platinum. I really do think so because, they'll win the whole lot, the Golden Globes, the whole lot, because the way this Man United deal with things in the media, in the transfer window, I mean, what goes on? I mean, it just beggars belief, doesn't it? There's stories coming out every single day about, Man United rejection. Gyokeres wants Man United. Gyokeres wants Arsenal. I mean, come on, man. Come on, Gyokeres, mate. Come on, mate. God, goodness me, you're not flipping R9, mate. You calm your tits, mate. That's what I would say to Gyokeres and his agent. Just calm down, mate. You know what I mean? I admire you. I think you're a good striker. But listen, mate, you're not the greatest striker of all time, are you, mate? So just be quiet, mate, and just do what you want to do. You want to come to Man United, say that you want to come to Man United, move to Man United. You don't want to come to Man United, go to Asna. Do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, what Man United need to do is just move on from the dramas. Because we've had enough of that over the years, haven't we? It's just ridiculous. Step. United were saying Calvert-Lewin, God forbid, Step. God forbid, flipping hell. Doesn't that guy have handbags and things like that at the end of the day? I would have gone for Osimhen as well. I'd like to see us go for an experienced striker. I do. I think Man United need an experienced striker. Obviously, the standout choices are Osimhen and Gyokeres. I think that the natural choice, the most obvious choice is Osimhen. If Man United lose out on Gyokeres, the obvious choice is Osimhen. Osimhen's proven to score goals wherever he's been, and I think that he would be great for Manchester United. Obviously Gyokeres was the first choice, obviously because he's played under Ruben Amorim. He's a friend of Ruben Amorim, etc., all that sweet stuff. But you know what? If it's going to be like this, if the dramas are going to be carrying on, I think just Man United need to move on, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Drama Tester United. Absolutely. Chippy. Big up, Chippy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Kenny, I heard Duran wants to leave Al Nassr. Not sure exactly, but wouldn't mind him. He's a good player, to be honest, Duran. I haven't heard much about him over the last couple of years. Of course, was at Aston Villa, wasn't he, for a short period? Was doing very well there. Wouldn't mind. Absolutely not. I wouldn't mind even Tony. I think they're great players. I think just because they played in Saudi Arabia doesn't mean that they're any less of a player. They've taken their money, they've earned their money, they want to leave, they want to come back, then so be it. You know what I mean? If they want to come back to Man United, fan to come to Man United, great. Ephraim, Sal, why do the price and move on from Embremo? Why do not pay the price and move on from Embremo? Because Man United are trying to work out an installment plan. Man United are not Man United basically know what we have to pay for Embremo. We're trying to work out an installment plan. It's not just plain and simple agent fees, this, that, whatnot. Man United don't want to pay up the full amount up front, and Man United want to work out a deal with Brentford. But I would also point out it's still the window. It's Saturday. It has been the window all week. And obviously less work can get done in this window. So lots of noise will be coming out next week. Let's give it to next week and let's see what happens when the window opens on Monday. We're going to hear a lot more noises about what's really going on, what's really and truly going on. Because at the moment, I do think that some of the media outlets are a little bit bored. I think they're a little bit bored and they're trying their best to create a story, create dramas. That, you know what, we're not falling for that. We've been around the block, us Man United fans. We've been around the block. We've been there, seen it, done it. We've seen all these noises, all this dramas, all this stuff. You can't pull the wool over our eyes, guys. Absolutely not. I'm getting sick and tired of us United being used. Absolutely, John. Osman, wages are too high. That is the problem. We'll have to wait and see. I heard Osman wants 200k a week. That's not too bad, to be honest, 200k a week. It's not too bad. You think about Liam Delap. Liam Delap at Chelsea, rumoured is getting 200k a week at Chelsea. Liam Delap. So why won't we pay that? Pay it. Pay it, man. He's a striker. He's a proven striker. You got to pay for the great. You got to pay for the good strikers. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. The AFCON is coming, which is a bit of a problem as well. This AFCON thing, Man United are going to have Ahmad out, Anana out, which probably won't be a bad thing. Mazraoui out is going to be out as well. And Buemo will be out as well. If we sign Osman, he'll be out as well. That's 5 players right there who will be out of the football team straight up off the cuff. So that is a bit of a problem, the African nations, but that is the way, that's the nature of football. So what Man United need to do, they need to hurry up and build a bloody squad. That's what they need to do and build something that we are ready for next season. And that includes the AFCON. Look, we have some good young players as well coming through. Of course, Chido Obi Martin coming through. Obviously Musa coming through as well. Very, very good players, very promising players coming through the ranks at Manchester United. I'm excited about those players and hopefully they can get an opportunity next season or something like that, and they can prove themselves, of course, because we have got good young players as well. We have, and there we go. Guys, another player that Man United are being linked with at the moment, spoken about various outlets around, is Justin Kluivert. Justin Kluivert is a Bournemouth striker. Of course, his dad is Patrick Kluivert. Patrick Kluivert, the great striker who played for Ajax and played for Barcelona and Newcastle, amongst many others, is a player that I rate. I rate Justin Kluivert very well. I think he's a very good player. How much would he cost? It will set Man United back around 30 million euros, 35 million euros, around that much. I mean, what do I make of that? It will be a complete downgrade to Osimhen and Gyokeres. But at the end of the day, you know what? What I would like the most of all in regards to football is someone who wants to play for this football club, someone who dearly wants to play for this football club and would love to wear the shirt of Manchester United. That would be great, wouldn't it? At the moment, it seems like the players are playing us, and we don't need that. Man United don't need that. And the agents are playing us as well. So we don't really want that anymore. We want to move on from that nonsense and stuff like that. The lies that are being told it's just too much for me, in my opinion. Ephraim, Sal, did you see Manchester United said that we believe Højlund will be a good world-class player at United? What are your thoughts? Now, look, you know what? What I would say is that I know that in regards to Rasmus Højlund, I do think needs a little... Look, Rasmus Højlund was thrown into the deep end at Man United, right? He's a young player thrown into the lions, basically, in regards to him, and expected to score loads of goals in front of 76,000 fans every single week. He was expected to do that, wasn't he? Now, Rasmus Højlund, for me, he's had a bit of a hard time. He has. I think I've been very disappointed with him last season. I was. But at the same time, I'm looking at things in an objective kind of way. Do I think he's good enough at the moment? No, I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United. But then again, I wouldn't mind seeing him alongside Cunha and Mbeumo. If I saw him with Cunha and Mbeumo and he still was flattering to deceive, then I'm going to say, well, you know what? That guy isn't good enough. We do need another striker, though. I wouldn't mind keeping Rasmus Højlund. I wouldn't mind, but Rasmus Højlund is a bench option for me. We need to get a bench option there and have a backup striker. Rasmus Højlund could be that guy, of course. Absolutely. Or send him on loan, maybe. Good source of information or record, Portugal. How good is this? Not good at all. Portuguese outlets are not very good. Pendula is one of them ones. Pendula, not the best outlets, not the best in regards to transfer rumors. They're not. And I would take it with a pinch of salt. As I said, a deal of this magnitude, a deal of this, if a deal which is this big, the news that you want to be hearing it from is ideally Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano, right? We're not hearing anything from them at the moment in regards to the noise about Tottenham, in regards to the noise with Mbromo, and in regards to the noise about Sporting with Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon and Gyokeres. We're not hearing anything from them, are we? We're just hearing it from these outlets around Sky Sports and Portuguese outlets. I just don't think it's really reliable. I don't. And to be honest with you, I would definitely know if it was. And you would know, you would see certain people talking about, you know what, Gyokeres doesn't want to come to Man United. It's, you know what, he rejected Man United. The key word here, rejection. Oh, the rejection and stuff like that. How can we ever hurt us? How can he hurt us? The rejection. I can't take the rejection. And that is what it is, guys. Absolutely. Craig, United should try for Impenda, good player. Big up, Craig, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me, Craig Parker. Big up yourself. What source in Portugal is reliable? None of them, mate. Probably the most one I know about is Padula, isn't it? It's Padula. That's the only real agent that I know. He's the only one that I think is got a little bit of leverage in regards to Portuguese outlets and stuff like that. I'm not sure whether he worked on the Ronaldo. He spoke about the Ronaldo deal and stuff like that when we were getting him for the second time or not. There's a Portuguese Juventus contact with Cyril, I think. So I'm just reading this tweet, guys. Yeah. So what I would say is that Portuguese outlets are not very reliable anyway. Yeah, he is Italian. He works on the many Portuguese footballers though, Kenny. So he works on a lot of Portuguese football. So if anything comes out of Portugal, I would expect Padula to talk about it. And he's not very reliable because he is a primarily Italian agent. So he's the only one I would say I've seen come out with news about Gyokeres in the past. I've seen him come out with news about Ronaldo in the past. But in regards to actual Portuguese outlets, there aren't many. They're not really one of those outlets that actually spread news. You know, as what would I say? Like, they're not one of them people. They're not really inclined on transfers, so to speak. The best ones are Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. That's what I would say at the end of the day. You know, and I wouldn't put too much emphasis in what they say, to be honest with you. The biggest one is obviously the biggest Portuguese agent, but he's a worldwide Portuguese agent, is obviously Jorge Mendes. That's the one, right? So Jorge Mendes, obviously, I believe Fabrizio as well, Kenny. Fabrizio is very reliable, in my opinion. In fact, he's more reliable than Ornstein. In fact, Ben Jacobs has been very reliable this season. Ben Jacobs has jumped leaps and bounds this season. Jorge Mendes is the main man in regards to agents for footballers, right? Jorge Mendes is the main man. In regards to news and stuff like that, in regards to news outlets, the Portuguese media, of course, is a completely different one. But there is people out there like sports and management in regards to Fernando Meira. He's a Portuguese agent as well. In regards to Miguel Pino, Pedro Mendes, of course, as I just said, Nuno Assis, they're all part of the MNM sports management team, right? But they're just agents and stuff. In regards to news outlets, guys, it's very difficult to say because nothing really comes out of Portugal, which is an exclusive, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. Sino, you have made a good point. AFCON, this is why we have to sell Garnacho. We should have a good backup for Europe. So let's sell Hoyland. He can't turn. Big up, Sino. Big up yourself. Big up. Good point. Arsenal fan will be buzzing here and Gyokeres rejected us. This is why. And then Ephraim, they'll start using this to their advantage. They'll say, oh, there you go. He rejected you. He came to Arsenal. He rejected you when there's no truth in it. There's no truth in it. Abdullah, big up this channel. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Of course. Absolutely. Big up. Ornstein is second to Fabrizio. If we get Gyokeres, he would probably work well in the system as he's played in the system before. That is the thing, was it in it? That's why we're so intent on getting Gyokeres, isn't it? Because he fits straight into the Ruben Amorim system. But we cannot have these noises that surround Manchester United anymore. You know, it's just too much. Too much dramas going on. Far too many dramas. You know what I mean? Mary J. Blige, dramas. Absolutely. Ben Jacobs also. Ben Jacobs been on the show twice. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I do speak to Ben Jacobs. And yeah, look, you know what? This is, I know the media, the outlets and stuff like that, you know who's the truth. You know who's the truth. Because the truth doesn't just split garbage. They don't spit garbage. I come on this channel. I don't do things to create dramas. I don't write rejection on my thumbnail because I know it's not true. Others do because they know it gets clicks. They know it gets likes and stuff like that. I don't do that, you know, because I know it's not true. I just can't lie like that. You know what I mean? And the thing is just these things are not true. Absolutely. Never wanted Gyokeres. He's a bum. Big up Mateus Cunha. Big up yourself. Steve, hi, Sal. I can't believe we still can't get rid of Rashford, Sanchez and Sancho. The longer it goes on, the longer it weakens in our hand in terms of the purchase. Anthony has played well. What's the delay? Look, the delay is it's a transfer window, Steve. It's a transfer window. The transfer window was all week last week. Don't be surprised you will get some offers, especially for Anthony and Garnacho. We will get offers for those two players. In regards to Rashford and regards to Sancho, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get rid of these players, unfortunately. As much as we want to get rid of these players, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get rid of the likes of Anthony and Sancho, unfortunately. A madman would buy them. Only a madman would buy them, of course. Cunha. The Portuguese league is a scam. We've seen Jackson Martinez, Darwin Núñez, and this guy is the only difference with this guy, Martinez, is the Champions League. But what I would say is that this guy is not R9. This guy is not the greatest striker of all time. So what we need to do, what Man United need to do is say, okay, is it like this, right? It's like this. So should we just move along then? Should we just do that? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Osimhen has come down to 195 million now. Osimhen is our best choice. 195 billion? You mean 1,000? You mean what's going on there? I only heard Real is offering Anthony alone. Anthony is wanted by Leverkusen. He's wanted by Atletico Madrid. He's also wanted by some clubs in Italy as well. Yeah. One bad season doesn't mean we were completely fell off. Exactly. Sal, why we do not get the agents of the players to find them a club? What do you mean? Sal, why do we not tell the agents of the players to find them a club? Because at the end of the day, the agents don't want to find them a club. Because at the end, what the problem is in regards to Marcus Rashford. So let me just talk about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford tell his agent, I want Barcelona. That's all I want. I don't want anything else. I want Barcelona. I don't care what you offer me. I want Barcelona. What can the agent realistically do? What can he do? In regards to Anthony and Garnacho, goodness me, the window's been on. You know, give it a chance. You know, 16th, it opens again on Monday, and then we'll see what happens next week and the weeks following. You know, and so hopefully we get rid of a few players. Is Rashford still dreaming about Barcelona? Still dreaming, but his dream is getting smaller and smaller, Steve. You know why? Because Barcelona are going after Mr. Williams, Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao. So if they get him, there's no chance they're going to get Marcus Rashford as well. Marcus Rashford is in delusions of Gunja at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Gunja, not Gunja. Gunja is something different. You don't want that. But he is in delusions of grandeur. You know what I mean? And he thinks that he's better than he is. He's going to get in a team that includes Pedri and Rafinha and Lewandowski and you know, Lamine Yamal. He thinks he's going to get in that team. It's crazy, isn't it? That the delusions of these players are just astronomically high. But there you go. Tybo, Sal, I wouldn't give Højlund another chance. It's not about his stats, purely about what I have seen from his last season, and it's nowhere near good enough. Tyborg, you know what I would say? Tyborg? I agree, mate. Me and you, we watched the watch-alongs, guys. We watched every single game last season. You know, with certain players, you can tell there's something about them, that they got something to offer. You know, you say, well, you know what? He's got something there. I just couldn't see that last season. I saw it in the first season of Rasmus. But on this season, I couldn't see anything. Sorry. You know what I mean? I couldn't see anything. And I think Man United, if the worst happens and we don't sign a striker, I think what Man United need to do is either Chido or it's like a Musa, someone like that, of course. Ganja FC. Bigger, yeah. I said Ganja, didn't I? Nico is all talks with Barcelona. No chance on Mr. Manchester United. Off for Mr. Manchester United. Mr. Manchester United. Mr. Rashford. Kazi. You know what? This guy's going to be difficult to remove from the club. I got a feeling him and Sancho, the two brothers in arms, the freedom fighters, the two freedom fighters. Them two are going to be, you know what? Together in arms, fighting the cause of freedom. So fair play to them because they're never not going to leave Man United. They're probably going loan again. Do you know what I mean? In regards to Sancho, I can really see him running down his contract. I can see it. I can see him running down his contract, going on loan somewhere, running down his contracts, getting a big payoff from another football club. That's what he's after at the end of the day. He's a mercenary. That's why he didn't accept Chelsea. He would much rather come back to Manchester United with all that awkwardness, with all that bitterness, than sign for Chelsea on less money. Absolute clown. Rashford is a bum. Big up, Craig, I agree. You know, we've been hampered and basically stuck with these players and why they were given new contracts, including Luke Shaw as well. I'm not discounting Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, Jadon Sancho, all these players been given too much money too soon. And why we kept giving them new contracts, I just don't know. When Rashford was given a new contract, I was like, why on earth are we giving him a new contract? What's going on here? Why do we need to give Rashford a new contract? What's going on? You know, and he didn't need a new contract because he didn't achieve one. I feel that players should be given new contracts based on what they achieve with the football club. Scoring stat padding, it doesn't mean anything for me. Now, Man United need to achieve something. Like, for example, back in the day when we were under Alex Ferguson, when we would achieve something, players would earn their coin. They would earn a contract. Nowadays, it's like they're giving them out free with bloody boxes of cereal. You know what I mean? Steve, I think that one good season with Mbaye has gone Rashford's head south. I think me too, Steve. Pick up, Steve. I think so as well, mate. I think it has gone to his head. I really do. And I think he believes his own hype. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. The things I've heard about Marcus Rashford from various people is absolute. It make your eyes pop out. What? He's playing for Man United and he done that. You'd be like that. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. United's fault, by the way. It is United's fault, Craig, in regards to Murto and Woodward and stuff like that, giving these players ridiculous contracts and stuff. So you can't blame the players for signing them. Absolutely not. You can't blame the players for signing these contracts. It is Man United's fault, and hopefully we've edged away from that. But at the moment, we're in a bit of a crossroads at the moment because we can't get rid of these players now. You know, we can't because these players want such high wages. Basically, we're left with the dirty work, the dirty laundry, basically, and we can't get rid of them because they're on too much, and no one wants to pay that. I mean, Luke Shaw. No one wants to buy Luke Shaw. Everyone knows Luke Shaw's injury prone. No one's going to buy him. You know, God knows why we gave him another contract. You know. Ricardo, big up, guys. Remember that hiring in Portugal, it also offers above certain value. MLB discard CNBV, Securities Market Commission. Why Sporting SAD is listed on the stock exchange? Absolutely. Sal, when will we get their award for their freedom fighters? Hopefully, they'll get their award this season. They'll get this season by getting kicked out of this football club. Would be the biggest award that they can get. Absolute Ephraim. Rashford is to United is like Baldrick to Blackadder. He's annoying, but you just can't get rid of him no matter what. Absolutely. He's like a piece of meat stuck in your teeth and you can't get rid of it. You know, you're sitting in a nice, beautiful restaurant and you just can't get this piece of meat stuck out your teeth. Absolutely. So many analogies. Big up, Tyball. Stephen, what's going on? I blame the board for giving the average players media. Well said, Mr. Maguire. Stephen, big up. Well said. Look, you know what? That is exactly what it is. Rewarding players for mediocrity. Rewarding mediocrity. That's what we've been doing. We've been rewarding mediocrity for years now. And no, I've always felt that contracts should be given based on what trophies you win. You win a league, even just challenge for a league, and you get close. You know, you should have to warrant a new contract, you know. Fortunately, I think we're just giving him out for really need. What are your thoughts on rejecting us? He didn't reject us, Roden. It's all speculation, my friend. He didn't reject us. It's a media ploy. It's an agent ploy to get more money. It's an agent ploy to use Man United's name to just create a more hysteria and create more money. Ephraim, are you kidding? People smash the lights. Thank you so much, Ephraim. Big up yourself. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up Dabby's S, what's going on? Oops, no problem, Dabby's S. Thanks for joining us, my mate. Hope you're doing well. Gyokeres can't reject us if we didn't bid in the first place. Dabby's S, there you go, mate. That's exactly what it is. This noise coming out is used. Let's use Manchester United's name. Let's use Man United's name to boost the price and to get everyone panicking and noise around Gyokeres and stuff like that. Create hysteria. That's what they need. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And he wasn't one of off. They had done this mistake 10 times. How long did we keep Phil Jones at the club, Tyborg? And we knew about Phil Jones a long time ago. Phil Jones needs to move on. How much money did we waste on players like Phil Jones? How much money are we wasting on players like Luke Shaw and Mason Mount to an extent? You know, apart from the end of last season, how much money are we wasting on these players? It's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous, guys. And, you know, hopefully we've turned a corner in regards to that. But unfortunately, we're in a position at the moment that we can't change the mistakes of the past right now. These players are going to be difficult to get off. They're going to be difficult to get rid of. And this is one thing. And look, I'm not Ineos. I was never Ineos. I felt we needed a full Sal, and it's pretty evident why we need a full Sal. This is why we're talking right now, why we needed the Glazers out, depth cleared and the full Sal. It's precisely what's going on right now. What's going on right now is exactly what we've been talking about for many months, you know? We need a full Sal to get rid of players, not only to bring players in. We could have just easily paid off these players. Goodbye, sayonara. That's it. But, you know, at the moment, we've got Ineos. And I agree, it's difficult for them to get rid of such players, to comply with FFP and PSR, even though I do think FFP and PSR are the most flawed rules I've ever seen, because they get manipulated so easily, you know. And to be honest with you, I don't envy them in regards to and Sancho and Rashford, because the players have too much power. The players have too much power, and this is the power that we need to get rid of in football. This is what's ruining football, is player power. You know, player power. Players have got too much power, too rich. They're too rich too soon. Because at the end of the day, they're multi-millionaires before they've even achieved anything. Before they've put that ball in the back of the net, they're millionaires. So why are we paying them so much? So when they go on the pitch, I've already made it. I'm a millionaire. I've already made it. Forget you. I've already made it. You know what I mean? I think that Hackney news is not concrete enough, though. Big up Dabby's ass. No. Just had lunch, but I'm here now. Good afternoon, Sal. Good afternoon, Cornish. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a beautiful Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. We are slow at negotiating. We have to be better. We are slow. Man United have always been slow. You know, because the thing is, what Man United do, all right, it's a little bit like a saga, isn't it? It's like a drama that goes on, that, you know, we bid for them. We're interested in them. We bid again. We go for the second bid. We didn't really do the second bid. Oh, but we done the second bid. You know, but he doesn't want to move. Oh, but someone else wants him now. You know, it's a bit like a bloody Tom Cruise movie, like a Mission Impossible. You know what I mean? Like we're chasing our long lost love, our love of our life, and they've been kidnapped, and we have to go after them and stuff. But the setback, the drama. That's what Man United are in regards to transfer window. This transfer, it's ridiculous. Slower than the Snow's funeral. There you go. I think we're slower than that. I really do. I think Man United is slow. I do think the deals will be done. Regardless what happens, regardless how slow we are, I do think the Mbeumo deal is done. I think that will be done very soon. And obviously, then we move on to the striker. 100% move on to the striker, which we need to do, of course. Absolutely. That is us. Sometimes slower is better. We can get dodgy bullets. That's true. You got the Matrix. You see Jim Ratcliffe with the Matrix like this, going all the way back with Jim Ratcliffe like this. You know what I mean? And he's got this. He's got the paper here of the contract, and it goes over him. It just about misses his head. No, we're not going to get that. One's too expensive. Whoa, it's too expensive. That is the Jim Ratcliffe. That is Jim Ratcliffe's the Matrix. Definitely, but they need one like that. They definitely need one like that. Absolutely, it'd be like that madness, you know. But it is an absolute clownery, if that is such a word. It is an absolute madhouse at Man United at the moment, and it's going to carry on all summer. It is going to carry on all summer, and I can see it dragging on. I really could see this saga dragging on. I can see it going mad all summer. 19th is our first game against Leeds United, of course. Steve, more trials and tribulations than the episode of EastEnders, Sal. Bloody hell. You know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for Grant Mitchell to walk through the door. You know what I mean? What? You what? How much? How much? 50 million? How much? You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for that. You know what I mean? It does make you laugh. It really does. It does make me chuckle about what's going on at the moment, but it is annoying. It's so annoying because, you know, the negativity is what annoys me because it's constant barrage of negativity, a constant a circus of noise and lies. You know what I mean? Ephraim, if we are a good negotiator, we can get Osimhen for fair wages. Yeah, I mean, didn't we pay these guys to get good wages? Didn't we pay these guys to get good wages? That's what we paid the Vavels and the Wilcox and all that for, to get good wages. Do you know what I mean? But hopefully they can get that. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully they will. Big up, Kazi. I think United took the blue pill still in Dreamland. So, I mean, you know what I would like? I would like Jim Ratcliffe. Have you ever seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper? Have you ever seen it? I would like Jim Ratcliffe to take that pill, please. All right? Because at the end of the day, you know what? It would be far better. We'll make a lot more money. We'd probably be better, more shrewd at negotiations in regards to transfers and stuff like that. Maybe we should do that. Maybe give him a pill. You know what I mean? From Limitless. Go and watch Limitless, one of the greatest films. Brilliant film. Yeah, that's what we need. I think all the Man United team need that as well. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? All the teams get the Limitless pill and stuff like that. It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? But at the moment, you know, it's crazy. Naipel has got to City for 12 points. I mean, there you go, Kazi. And what's happened to him? Gone on loan. They don't even need him, Kazi. They don't even need him. They sent him on loan. They're just taking players for the sake of taking players. They're just taking players so no one else buys them. That's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Mad, innit? Osimhen could join us for the fame. If he stays longer, his name can be written in United's history. Big up, Davies. Could be, definitely. Good afternoon, Nassif. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. But there are signs of improvements. We are poorer footballing people in charge now. Hopefully, Tybo. Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna be like totally against them. I think they had a good summer last season. I thought it was generally alright last season. I think that it was their first summer. That could be, obviously, you can read that in either way. You can read that in any way you like. But I would say that it's not over the window. And we're not going to over-exaggerate. We're not going to jump. What we're looking at the moment is people are looking at Man City. People are looking at Liverpool. What is the common demeanor in Man City and Liverpool? They win the Champions League. They got money. That's what it is. And this is why Man United wanted to sell Bruno. You know, this is why it was. Because apparently we have no money. You know, and I don't believe that for 1 second. I think Man United do have money. And then it was obviously reported that we can spend up to 250 million FFP PSR compliant. You know, so look, you know, I just feel like notoriously Man United are the slowest negotiators in top level football. I do think that. And I think that we need to hurry up because it does create a lot of tension. It does create a lot of commotion. I don't go on Twitter much. I don't go on Twitter much anymore because I'm seeing so much speculation, so much noises, so much that I say something. I may tweet something, then leave. That's what I do. I'll probably tweet something, then I leave because the commotion and the noises that surround Man United is just absolutely crazy. Of course, Cornish, personally, I think if we don't get Gyokeres, we will get Ekitike. There you go. Expensive though, Cornish, 75 million apparently. Still, we need at least 3 more windows to repair the mistakes from the past. I do. Will people have that patience, Tybo? That's one thing, isn't it? You know. Dabizas, yeah, Ekitike looks good. Will Frankfurt accept installments because we are not going to pay 100 million straight? There we go. That's the thing. Sal, is Stuttgart striker any good? Stuttgart. Which one, mate? You mean the Frankfurt striker? Do you mean Ekitike? Is there any possible way Luke Shaw could get transported to the Chinese Super League? Emmy, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. You know what? If he could go to the Chinese Super League, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I don't think Luke Shaw would like it there, although the Chinese cuisine is quite nice. He might like that. No offense. But, you know, what I would say is that Luke Shaw is going to be extremely difficult to get rid of as well. He's another one. He's waiting for the window again. I'm injured. I can't do anything. Can't go anywhere. I'm injured. Can't do it. Sorry, Gav. Sorry, Gaff. I'm injured. You know, it's that guy. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for the neck brace. That's what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? Big up, Emmy. Sal, Steve, why do you put yourselves through all that, Sal, and not support a quiet, nice team like Wrexham? Do we all like the pain or something like that? mean, when I started supporting Man United all those many years ago, Steve, we didn't have social media and we didn't have noise. We just had the newspapers. We had the Mirror, we had the Sun, we had the Daily Mail, we had the Daily Telegraph, we had the News of the World. And you know what? What we would do is that in the morning, I would pick up a newspaper and I'll read the gossip columns, right? I'll read the gossip columns. And that's all I would do. Apart from that, you don't hear very much noise. There was, when I was growing up, there was not Sky Sports News. There was Sky Sports, but Sky Sports didn't really report the news. Sky Sports News came out later, didn't it? You know, back then it was easier. But now we're hooked on Manchester United. We've got this noise that continually hovers over us every single day. So this is why I don't take things so seriously. I don't. And what I do is to say, okay, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see. The proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. What Man United do before the preseason starts is ultimately going to be there for all to see anyway. Whether Ineos are going to be Ineos have been a success or Ineos have been a failure. We can listen to the noise, right? We can report the news. But ultimately, what's going to happen is that what happens before the preseason. If it gets to the Leeds United game on the 19th of July and we still haven't got the players in that we want, you know what I mean? You know, then it's going to obviously be, it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional damage. It's going to be emotional, bruv. Absolutely. Asif, United playing United again. The problem is we are going to miss the best unless we sell. So 100 million is a means playing. So it's kind of forward. Cunha is done. Get Mbeumo, Gyokeres, Osman. Go on. Go get Osman. I mean, Mbeumo's coming basically here. Gyokeres is too much dramas at the moment. Osman. I mean, can we get Osman? You know, he is the second choice, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind. I don't think Frankfurt will be tolerant. They said they are no need to sell. Isn't it, Tyber? Didn't we say that they've made 500 million from sales? It's 500 million from sales, isn't it? So they don't need to sell. They've got money. Probably got more money than us at the moment. They win Europe as well. 2 years left of his contract, for goodness sake. 200 grand a week. It's unbelievable, isn't it? That guy has been stealing a living. It's unreal. You know what I mean? Trust me. Ephraim, Sal, why is the problem we are not selling in a good price or players? Let's wait and see. No one's been sold yet, Ephraim. So let's wait and see what happens over the next week when the window opens. And let's see how much we sell them for. Dr. Foot First, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Footy First, hope you're doing well. Luke Shaw's belly has been a big concern for Sir Jim, in my opinion. I reckon if he does not lose at least £110, he may be dropped before the season. Oh, look, Dr. Footy First, I don't want to fat shame, right? I don't want to fat shame. I'm not that kind of guy, right? In regards to Luke Shaw, he looks unfit. He doesn't look 100% match fit. He doesn't look fit, right? So what I would say is that he does need to get in shape. He needs to get fit up for the season, because at the end of the day, I don't know if anyone saw it. I don't think he was fit enough for Man United, let alone starting in the Europa League final. Unbelievable. Shouldn't have been doing that. He was not fit, although it wasn't really a problem because obviously we lost the game 1-0. Scoring is the problem. But I would say that we do need to try our best to get rid of him. I don't think we're going to, though. I can't see Man United getting rid of Luke Shaw. I really can't. I would be amazed if we managed to get rid of him. I'd be absolutely amazed if that happened. They deserve an award, absolutely. I really hope Gyokeres is still positive. Reps are saying United are blowing up his phone. Big Emmy, you know what I said many weeks ago? Ruben Amorim and Victor Gyokeres are both in constant contact. They speak to each other regularly. I said it on this channel a while ago. They do like each other. They're good friends. Of course, business is business. And in regards to Gyokeres, his agent is going to be, hold on, Victor Gyokeres, hold on, give me that phone, let me speak to them. It's that sort of one, isn't it? Some players get overrun by their agents. So this agent has come out of nowhere. Of course, the agent of Frankie de Jong. Of course, you know what I mean? So we all know what this agent is about. So, you know, this is the problem. The agent gets involved. Man United, Sporting Lisbon, Gyokeres, Man United, Gyokeres, Ruben Amorim. Brilliant relationship. We've always had a great relationship with Sporting Lisbon. Ruben Amorim has a great relationship with Gyokeres. Why not? Ruben Amorim made Gyokeres. Gyokeres was in Coventry City, you know? The agent is the poison. The agent is the one causing the problems. This is why, you know what? We need to speak to Gyokeres. We do, properly. Man United, in general, need to speak to Gyokeres and say, look, mate, what's going on here with your agent? Because you know what? Do you want to come? You want to come to Man United? tell your agent, I want to go to Man United. That's the move I want to do. You know, stop being run by your bloody agent. Stop being dictated by your agent. You know. Big up, Emmy. Be good to see you here, Emmy Prowler. Hope you're well. I am surprised United haven't received any formal bids for Rashford and Garnacho, Anthony. I'm not surprised about Rashford, Asif. I'm not surprised about Sancho. I'm not surprised. As much as, I mean, Anthony and Garnacho will have offers after the window opens next week, Asif. It will open. We will have offers. We've had inquiries from the likes of Inter Milan, Bayer Leverkusen, Juve, Inter Milan. Quite a few inquiries. No firm offers, but that will happen next week. In regards to Sancho and Rashford, I'm not surprised. Why would anyone want to buy Rashford and Sancho? Let's be real with ourselves. Why? What would they want to buy that package, that baggage that goes with them? Would they want to buy Sancho? Who in their right mind would want to buy Sancho? Not only what he's done with us, he's done it with Dortmund, he's done it with Chelsea now. Who in their right mind would buy him? You know, who? You know, no one, especially for the money. It's not just about, you know, Jadon Sancho, who he is. It's the money he's worth as well, and the wages he's getting. Man United can release Jadon Sancho on a free transfer and say, find a club. But they're going to have to pay the wages. They have to pay his wages off, you know? And that's the problem. So who in their right mind is going to pay? You know, his brothers in arms, his brothers in Dortmund didn't want to buy him. They love him. They love Janso, but they didn't want to pay the money. He didn't want to take a pay cut. This is why we can't get rid of him. Sancho and Rashford, the only option we've got is getting them on loan and telling the club to pay a percentage of their wage. They're not going anywhere for a fee. Certainly not 40, 50 million. That, you know, it's not happening. It's not happening. I just feel like these teams, they're smarter than, you know, we think they are. You know, they are smart. And they've seen the dramas in regards to Rashford. They know about Rashford and his history. Yeah, so yeah, Rashford, one season wonder. You know what I mean? It's just Kazi. It all kick off on Monday. Absolutely. Eric Ten Hag has inquired about Garnacho, but he's too costly for Leverkusen. Yeah, we'll have to do a deal with them. But the only one I wouldn't mind keeping is Garnacho, but Man United need the money at the moment, and that's what it is. But there are other teams. Atletico Madrid are interested in Marcus Rashford. Inter Milan are interested in Marcus Rashford. Other clubs around Europe are interested in Garnacho as well. Other clubs are interested in Garnacho, not just Leverkusen. Dr. Vela, didn't mean to fat shame. I just noticed his kit has been getting a bit tight on him, giving him mild stomach bulge in the Europa League final. All love. I get you though, Footy Loose. I get you. You know what? You know one thing I will say, Dr. Footy Loose. One thing I would say is that you got to be cruel to be kind sometimes, haven't you? And that's what I would say. Sometimes you got to be cool to be kind. He's certainly not in shape. That's for certain. You know, he's certainly not in shape. Come on, Sal. We all know a fit Luke Shaw is the best United have. A fit Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs in Europe, Asif. But a fit Luke Shaw is a bit like saying, you know what, Netanyahu, when he has a good day, when he feels like giving some flowers to somebody. You know what I mean? There you go. I'd hate to bring that in there. Ten Hag betrayed Onana. He's like, nope, it's United problem now. Yeah, man. Honest to God. This transfer business is taking frankly too long. Man United. The thing with Man United, Yorkshire Cowboys, Man United is in a unique position is where we need so much work doing, don't we? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Emmy, if we don't end up with Gyokeres or somehow mess up the Embremo deal, fans will be upset. We didn't sell Bruno for 100 million. If Ineos used the excuse, we don't have the money. Ineos, Emmy, you make a good point there because at the end of the day, we're not going to use that excuse now. We don't want to hear that excuse. No. We don't want to hear we got no money. You didn't want to sell Bruno for 100 million. You deal with it. That's what, exactly. You didn't want to sell Bruno for 100 million. You wanted to keep Bruno. Don't complain to us about money. It's as simple as that. Don't complain to us about money. You want to keep Bruno. Fair enough. We're happy with that. Don't complain to us about money. Fix the team. That's it. At the end of the day, absolutely, Emmy. Spot on. Sancho is pushing for another loan to Dortmund, just killing his contract. He's draining United anyways. This is the problem, Massive. Most of these players win, don't they? Most of these players have the power. And this is what I don't like about football sometimes, is that the players, spoiled little brats, petulant little children, have the power over a football club that is loved by millions, if not a billion, fans around the world, you know? And I dislike that with passion. The thing with Garnett, the thing of Sancho is going to win anyway. He can go on loan to Dortmund, exactly what you said. And at the end of his contract, he gets a big payout from another club when he signs for the club, because that club doesn't have to pay a big fee for him. So the money will go towards him. So he's loving it. In life, stop making stupid people rich. And that's what I would say. Stop making stupid people rich. Absolutely. Dabizas. I was going to say, let's push Sancho out on a bid discount Edison, but then I realized that Sancho is not a hard worker, and Atalanta first hard workers. Atalanta, proper football club, yeah. They've got better players than him. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You can see it happening with Emi Power, absolutely. Big up, Yorkshire Cowboy. Sal, what is your realistic target for next season? Top 4, mate. Top 4. Please, what is going on with you signing Gyokeres or not? Ackworth, we're going to hear more next week. Day after tomorrow, basically, Monday. Don't be swayed by the barrage of negativity that is surrounding this still. The rejection, you know, those sensationalist headlines, the rejected Man United thing. Don't be swayed by that. Let's just play it by ear. You're going to hear a lot more on next week and the coming weeks. And what I would say is stick it to Stretford Post. We're going to get the updates. Absolutely. We're going to get the updates. Absolutely. My friend. So when is the preseason start? 19th of July, my friend. Tyberg, Leverkusen has some 300 from the sales of Wirtz, Frimpong and Tar. They have enough money. I mean, what do we say about Leverkusen, Tyberg? They're doing something right, isn't it? They're doing something right. They are producing some good players. Dr. Footy was, what do you think of the Pratt Sancho not taking a pay cut? I just don't want to go. I just don't know why that he hates us so much. It's a rebellious sort of attitude, isn't it, Dr. Footy Weverse? He's the freedom fighter. He rebels. That's what he does. Just wants to be a pain in the backside, you know, and that's exactly what he is, a pain in the backside. You know, so many smart people I've met in my life. I've met geniuses in my life. I met talented people in my life. I worked in the music industry for 20 years, and they couldn't make money. I mean, you know, they couldn't make money. They couldn't get signed, and that. Then you got people like Sancho who could sit on their backside, right, and do absolutely nothing and get paid 300 grand a week. 300 grand is more than someone earns in 10 years. You know what I mean? It's unreal, isn't it? 5 years, right? Emmy, I honestly think Sancho is more hated more than Di Maria at this point, almost neck and neck. You know what, Emmy? I would say in regards to Angel Di Maria, I mean, he did have an excuse, didn't he? He had his house got burgled, and he had a bad feeling about Manchester after that, and then obviously he cared a lot about his family. The burglary happened, but one thing that Di Maria didn't do, he didn't resort to social media. He didn't go on social media and write a big long ass tweet about his manager, which Sancho did, and left it on there for 2 weeks, even though that manager gave him 4 months work paid, you know, off work paid, you know. So Angel Di Maria is a footballer. As much as he flopped at Man United, and he called him the snake because he is, right? As much as he flopped at Man United, he did go elsewhere, and he did make a success of himself. Won a World Cup. You know, so one thing I would say is that Sancho's a petulant little child, you know. Sancho's a guy who lacks education and lacks a leadership within himself, within his own circle, you know. Yeah, he might be a nice person. He might be a good person to hang around with. It might be a right laugh. You know what I mean? It might be a good with the lads. But what you do to the person who feeds you, if you bite the hand that feeds you, that shows more about you than them. And that is what he did. He bit the hand that fed him, which was Erik ten Hag at the time. Whatever people think about Erik ten Hag, and I'd be a lot of people talking about, oh, we're being harsh on Sancho, we're being cruel on Sancho. Back then, I think right now, you know, the chickens have come home to roost, isn't it? The chickens come home to roost. Anyway, we've led Sancho to the river 100,000 times, and we told him to drink from the river, and he's never drank from the river. You can do that another 100,000 times. You just can't change him. At the end of the day, he is what he is. He is what he is. He'd probably be a bloody. If he wasn't a footballer, he'd probably be a troublemaker. You know what I mean? That's probably what it'd be. That's what I get with that. That's the feeling I get with him. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, thank you, everyone. You absolute legends. Every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, let me read this comment. Yakman, could you give us your perfect predicted 11 if your rumors were true? Gyokeres and Bremer Wharton, etc. Okay, I'll do that for you. I will do that just because it's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you. What's your favorite dish? I'll do it for you. Right, here we go. Favorite team, Emi Martinez in goal. All right. Dorgu left back. Aiden Heaven, Licha left-sided centre-back. De Ligt centre-back. Yoro right centre-back. Vanderson, right wing-back. Right wing-back, Vanderson. Midfield, Ederson Wharton. Right? In regards to the two number 10s, the two wingers will be, Dorgu, and it will be Vanderson. In regards to the front, Membremo and Cunha. Striker will be Gyokeres. On the bench, Mezouiri, Ahmad, and all them lot. Aiden Heaven will be on the bench as well. Big up Ephraim, big up everyone. Thank you so much. Tyler, Sancho is just a spiteful, removed everything off his social media thing to United. He needs to be slapped. He's a horrible person, mate. He's a horrible person. And that's, you're a Dortmund fan, my friend. You got a Dortmund t-shirt. Big up Emmy, big up everyone. Guys, thank you so much. Big up Tyborg. Thank you so much, you legend. Guys, I will be back tomorrow for Breaking Dawn if nothing else breaks. If something breaks, I will be going live, guys. And don't be surprised if it does. You know, it's that kind of window, isn't it, guys? Have a great day, great night, great evening, wherever you are in the world, guys. Do you know what I've got to say about Jadon Sancho? Can I just say something about Jadon Sancho?
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one?
That is Jadon Sancho. That's what I think of him. Guys, have a great day, great evening, great night, great morning. Thank you very much. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. Take it easy. See you soon. Peace.